Alright, so if you're looking to become a screenwriter or go into the field of screenwriting, then this is definitely one mistake that you definitely want to avoid when you start that first page. So, roll it.
Mark.
What is up, guys? Jason Lore here with Jason Lore Photography and Film. So I'm a screenwriter, filmmaker, and a photographer. Been doing those for years, and it's my passion and my way of life. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the biggest mistakes that new writers, and I'm guilty of it myself when I first started writing screenplays, is editing your screenplay as you go. And we're talking about the first draft here. So the reason why I say this is not only necessary, but it's also very pointless, because once you're finished writing your first draft, you're gonna have to reread it anyways. And it's more than just for grammatic errors, run-on sentences, or misspellings, but it's also to where you review and see it as it flows when it's finished. And you guys see if, okay, do characters work better in the first act, or do these characters work better in the second act? And that being the case, now you're taking a character and putting it in the second act, but it's kind of like the timeline, right? Once you remove something from the past, now the timeline is flowing somewhere else. And so now there's changes to be made to make sure that that timeline is going to flow smoothly from beginning, middle, and end, first, second to third act. So now that's where multiple drafts come into play. And I can tell you this from experience. As soon as I stopped editing, as I wrote, I just wrote, and the pages just keep coming in quickly to the point where I finally finished my first draft. And that's where I can finally get to the next step, which is editing, and then the final step, which is the final draft. Like my screenplay, The Fourth Prince, I had to go through at least about 7 drafts to where I finally make it to the final draft. So it's definitely something that you can never skip out on, even if you were to edit as you go. There's always going to be changes made until you reach the final draft. So the important thing is to get the story onto the page while it's still fresh and interesting, because the more the more you try to edit as you're writing the first draft, the longer it's going to take to finally finish it. And if it takes too long and you decide, hey, I want to do something else, I'll write a different script or a different genre, now you end up postponing that screenplay or that story until further notice. And a lot of times, writers, even myself, there's some stories that I've forgotten about because I postponed it for too long. But that's also the reason why you need to get the first draft done as soon as possible. So finish the first draft, and then once you reread it afterwards, make the changes, corrections, and you've gotten to the final draft, now your screenplay is finally complete to be sent out to agents, producers, or film festival, or wherever they need to go. But that's my my advice to new writers is, don't worry about editing as you go. Worry about putting the story on the page while it's still fresh and interesting. So do this and you'll get your first draft done. Alright guys, so that's it for this video. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you guys do, definitely leave me a like or dislike, whatever the case may be. But if you guys also want to see more of my work, you can find them on my social media networks. And then you can also hit that subscribe button and get more updates of new projects and events that I'll be a part of. But until then, this is Jason Lore with Jason Lore Photography and Films, bringing art, stories, and entertainment.